Hi everybody. Are you ready for it's epic what I'm about to make? It's the soup. It's the I forgot to title it. The cooked raw soup. You can't make this up, but I did. Okay, are you ready? Let's see who's here. I have the stove on and I'm cooking broth. And I want to show you what I'm doing. So earlier today, I got this tea from someone in Sedona. It's a local family-run company. It's a mushroom tea. It's adaptogenic healing tea, and it's got chaga and reishi and turkey tail, birch polypore, and tinder polypore mushrooms. 800 milligrams of mushrooms by serving. So this is a tea, and I had some left over, and you can brew this many times until there's no more color left. So this is very potent. So I had some left, so I added some water, and then I'm adding nettle, which is extremely mineralizing. So I am making a nettle chaga reishi mushroom broth with chili flakes. There's going to be ginger, there's going to be onions, there's going to be broccoli and zucchini, which will be raw because I'm just gonna throw them in and then eat it. So let's first make the broth with the teas. Obviously there's gonna be salt, and there's going to be there's going to be garlic. Have you ever had this? Good evening, Julie B. So this is, I'm about an hour late because I was at ecstatic dance, and then there was a little break, and then I went to a drum circle. So there was hours of like boogieing. And the song of the day and the song for tomorrow is Macy Gray's "Their Beauty in the World." And moving your body and moving your chi is so important, and no better way to do it than dancing outside. So nettle. And if you don't have a chaga tea, reishi tea, you can use extract of reishi, extract of chaga. You can get a DARA discount at Jing Herbs and put shilajit, reishi, chaga, whatever herbs you have. Doesn't matter, anything. Except schizandra, which will be weird because it'll be bright and berry-like, but actually probably would be good. So we have the garlic, and we're gonna, it smells so good. We're gonna get a cutting board. How are you doing, Julie B? You're the first to arrive. I'm stirring my tea, my broth. I'll get the strainer out and I'll get a carafe so I can pour it in. So I can strain it, pour it. I'm a big strainer fan. Gotta have the strainers. So this carafe is ready to go for the strained broth. Black garlic is different. I don't know why. Soft and spreadable already, so you just spread it. What is black garlic? Simply put, it's aged white garlic. Flavors of balsamic and sweet molasses with roasted garlic. The aging process increases the antioxidant and amino acid levels already present in garlic. So we're gonna have it. I'm not gonna be lazy girl and squeeze the, So I think I'm gonna put that in after I make the broth because I want the broth to stew while I'm chopping old broccoli. It's not old broccoli. First I do the onions. And then what I normally do is I get a bowl to put all my chopped things in so they're ready. So I need that. I'm gonna go crazy and add some tomato. Now I know I was gonna make the Indian. Oh, I did add coconut cream to the last one, so I will be adding that because it just made it so nurturing. You open up a can, you mix it up, you open up a can. Whatever you don't use, you put in a glass jar and it'll stay for days. I still have some left, so I could probably use that. If not, I'll open up a can. There was something about the coconut cream and the curry that I added. I could do the same thing tonight. My next time, I'm going to cook everything at the bottom, the spices and the onions and the garlic, and then I'll add the broth. But that's not what we're doing tonight. We're gonna do a repeat of the other night. Hi, Michelle. Pretty good. Ready to sleep, though this heat has me beat. I did order some nettle from Frontier after you saw Michelle mention it last night. Yes. Everybody should have nettle in their cupboard. Zuh. It's a must-have. It's like the one. It's like the Mac Daddy. It's the grandma. It's the hug. And you could have it sweet. You could have it savory like I'm doing. So onions and garlic, so nettle broth, some Chinese herbs, however you have them, however you can get them going. I'm going to use chili pepper, and I really actually enjoyed the other night. I peeled the garlic and chopped it fine, and I liked actually chewing into the garlic. I mean, into the ginger. It was actually great. It wasn't supposed to be in caps. So I order mine nettle from Mountain Rose Herbs. You could order from Frontier Organics. There's another good company called Sun Food Organics. Those are all three great. You get it in a big Mylar bag. You keep it in the bag or you transfer it to glass, whatever you want to do. Nettle's the bomb. So I'll show you again. I had already made this tea. I bought this after ecstatic dance on Yavapai up on the mountain. This young man had, with his family, had two like coffee crafts, and one of them had this tea, and one of them had like it was like a coffee substitute like I used to make, but different. So I got the powdered one and I got this tea, and I made the tea today. And this is so potent that you could keep re-brewing it until it runs out of color. So I had made myself some today, and there was some left over. So the nettle will last, steep nettle will last 3 days in the fridge if you have it that long. I don't know, you can look that up. I never have it for more than 2 days because I just drink it, but I imagine 3 is fine. That's my guess. All right, onions. Now, the onions, I think what I did last time was I brewed the tea, and then I put the tea in the carafe. And if I still wanted to do the Indian spices, I could do them with onions at the bottom of the pot, which I may do. I still might do that. So onions have to go separate from the other veggies. But I'm gonna, you guys can't see, can you? You can't see. It's gonna be a weird angle. There, you can see, I keep my onion paper, baking paper? What is this called? I don't remember. So, we're doing great. I'm gonna add tomatoes this time. I couldn't wait to race home and make this because it was so nurturing the other night and the other day. I need another little bowl for the onions. Because they're going to be cooked at the bottom with the garlic. Then the broth will be added. Then the veggies will be thrown in. So the broth is hot and the veggies will be hot, but they won't be cooked. So it's literally the quintessential raw fusion dish. Like, no joke. I need my washer. Parchment paper. Thank you. I was like, what is this? I can't remember the name. So I was going on and on today about, on Instagram, about how if we're channels for, like Michelle is a medium, and she does tarot as her vehicle, but she's actually a channel. She's a medium and a psychic. And I was talking about how after eating this way for 37 days, I think it is, all raw, liquids only, mostly, except for little bits of chewy bits, But no offenders, no gluten, no gluten-free, no rice, no potatoes, no tofus, nothing extra, just the fruit and veggies. And my thoughts come clear to me. And I was considering the fact that I don't think it's okay to do anything that's going to lower, with food, lower your vibration, or alcohol, or anything that's going to take you out of being the clean vessel that you need to be to channel people from the other side, spirits from the other side, or channel messages for other people, intuition, or your own intuition, because we're all having to make decisions on the daily. And isn't it better to be clean, clear, and bright, so you actually are a clear vessel for the messages from your own heart and from the divine? And I've been talking about this forever. But I did realize that perhaps it sounded like, well, you can't be a channel unless you are clean, clear, and bright. What I am saying is that if you want to be cleaner, clearer, and brighter, and you do want to be the best channel for messages for yourself or for others, then this is a way to do it, a really good way to do it. But if you are clogged and you're sleeping and you are busy digesting, and I used a big fat Italian meal as an example, that your body will be busy digesting and will not have the wherewithal to receive the messages in the same way as if you ate a very light meal that made you feel the same as before you eat it, during, when you're eating it, and after. So when you do this for 30 days, you will have a vantage point of truer health, and you will see that your thoughts, your own thoughts, all of your intelligence centers, but your thoughts in your brain, your messages from your gut, your intuition. In my case, it's my spleen. I have splenic authority in human design, which means I get instantaneous hits on things. I've also noticed that my words, the words that I'm looking for, maybe not the parchment paper, although perhaps that would have come to me, but my ability to express myself is greater because there isn't a fogginess. And I'm telling you, I started to notice like that I couldn't just think of the words that I was trying to think of, and I'm just like they just weren't coming as easy. And I've noticed since I've been teaching, even over the past 3 months, lately I've been clearer, and also way more intuitive. Like I picked up on things way before the session or before the art journaling, and during the art journaling webinar or Zoom, and then during the life direction specialist training, I was picking up on things that people needed me to say without knowing it. And I've noticed a hyperactivity with my intuition from eating this way. I just have noticed it with myself. So I can't tell you what to do or anybody what to do, but I can say that it would be really hard to be that clean, clear, bright if you're drinking Diet Coke and eating stuffy, wuffy things. The offenders, as I call them, because they're the things that drag you down. And we all do things from time to time that are not spirit raising, but in general, our diet is going to make a big difference in how we channel. And I know Michelle knows this. It's being tuned in. I call it tapped in and tuned in. And I am definitely vibing high, and the ideas are coming to me, and the clarity and the vocabulary, my standard beautiful vocabulary that I love has been present. It's funny about the parchment paper, but would have come to me. So I'm also occupied putting together the food thing. Broccoli stalks are really good for dogs. If you cut off the edges, they'd love them. Also good for a soup if you're blending. So all I'm doing is cutting up veggies so that when my broth is ready, I just pop them in and they're blanched. They're just like poof, they have a little bit of warmth, but they're not cooked. So you're still getting the raw veggies, plus you're getting a nurturing hot soup. It's like kind of like my tonics and raw food combined. I don't know why I didn't. That's one of the things I thought of this week. I was like, wait a minute. I made a nettle broth, but why don't I add Chinese herbs? And last night I added Chinese herbs, Ayurvedic herbs to my vanilla pudding. Like, stick it in there. So I am hot digestion in human design. So hot foods or spicy foods, definitely not cold, help me digest food and life better. So one of the reasons I was able to stay raw, 100% raw for close to 10 years is, and I'd say 95% raw, but because I had hot tonics throughout the day. We need the raw food for combating all the toxins that are happening. And we need the Chinese herbs to tonify our spleen so that we don't get damp. Nobody wants a damp spleen. It ends up being like kind of weight around here, moisture development around here. The parchment paper is making me laugh. I'm like, what is this? And then I'm like, wait, what's this called? And then I'm like, yeah, words are coming to me so easily. It's kind of ironic. It's good to be self-deprecating and not take yourself too seriously, I gotta say. But what I've noticed from people, and I want to talk about this, like, for example, the Ozempic and this pill that there's some different names for it that people are taking. And I was like, wait, what? There's a pill that people can take and they instantaneously lose weight, but the food sits in the stomach. The food's intended to sit there, so it tricks you from being full. And I'm like, wait, I'm doing water rituals, enemas every night, eating a detoxifying diet to eliminate. Like, the key is putting the nutrients in, but also eliminating. Why would I take a pill that kept it in me? That just sounds like all wrong. So I was like, then I looked it up and I'm like, tumor, like possible tumor side effects. And I'm like, that does not sound okay. I think if you're super, overweight and you need a kickstart or something like that, maybe. But all of these like people who are not unfortunately large, who could just learn how to feed themselves like this, can do it naturally with the idea of elimination as the main goal. That you are putting in nutrients, but they're able to be absorbed because your colon and your intestines are super sparkly clean. And taking something to make you not digest just does not sound okay to me. So I think it would be better, even like, it reminds me of how people want like a quick fix. Like, we all just want like a pill to take or an easy answer, get rich quick. Like, it doesn't really work like that. There's always a price to pay for a beauty treatment or a pill. You take something and then it poorly affects your liver or it creates a tumor. So I really think that taking the time, and you guys, I'm preaching to the choir, but you guys know that if you know how to feed yourself, at least if you fall off the wagon, which we all do, many of us, some people are so strict and they have not fallen off of any wagon. I always say it's, there's like we're in a train. I used to say this and I haven't thought about it in a long time, but there's like little red wagons, those little red wagons, and we're all like in a train of red wagons. And when one of us falls out and off the wagon, all it takes is somebody reaching their hand out, and the wagon's so shallow, it's so easy to get back in. So this is getting back in and on the wagon. And if we know how to feed ourselves, that's going to help us day in and day out forever. Because when we stop taking that pill, we will not know how to do the thing. We can't simulate the pill, but we can simulate chopping ginger and chopping zucchini and chopping broccoli. And if you make this soup every night, I tell you, you're going to feel so good. This is black garlic. So quick fixes might work for a minute, right? But how is that sustainable? You can't be on something forever. And then you'll just go back to your old habits. So feeding ourselves in a delicious manner that fortifies us and doesn't poorly affect our liver or cause tumors is probably the better way to go. All right, so I think our broth is getting done. I think as a head start, I don't want to like begrudge anybody. Like, I don't know everybody's story, but in general, it does not sound like a good idea to me. I got to tell you. So in the past, I don't weigh myself because I don't have a scale, but I can tell by how my jeans fit or how I look here or how I feel or how my arms are, like just visuals. And I know I've lost weight, but I also feel really great. And I know that I've heard that some people who take that pill don't feel well. They don't feel well. The idea is to feel well. Okay, so close to being done. I might add more Chinese herbs. I might add the rest of these dehydrated mushrooms that have been sitting here forever. I'm so delighted to finally have a use that I just crumble them up and I put them in with the veggies and they'll reconstitute. Curious to see what happens when everyone stops taking Ozempic. I think they're going to gain the weight. Have you looked it up? Gain the weight right back. I saw someone and I was like, wait, what? She lost so much weight. And then I heard she had taken Ozempic and then I saw her again and she didn't look that skinny. So perhaps she didn't feel well from it. And I think they'll gain the weight right back. I don't know, but it can't be. I got to tell you, I get like a no on it. I just get like, my spleen is like, no, don't do that. Take the time to learn how to do this. This is like this is self-love. That seems like mean. I'm going to eat something and make it sit in my stomach. It can't feel good. You want to get it out. You've learned so much from me, Magali. For so many years, thank you for giving this information for free on YouTube. You changed lives. You sound like you're giving me a message from Herbie. He used to say exactly that. This is my pleasure too. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. You know this is like thumbs up party where I can't imagine how good that is for the algorithm. If we say we're back and we all like the video, we're all here and we're all liking it. And even if you don't watch, just leave the video on so that it looks like long watch times. Things are much different than when I used to do the old YouTube days. Can you imagine? My videos were 20 to 40 minutes, 20 minutes on a short day, 40 minutes to an hour and a half on a long day, because it's the natural rhythm of making things that I always like because I'm making the food and then an idea comes in and I get to talk about it. If it were a planned out video, highly edited, we would have none of this back and forth. Does anyone know anyone who's taken, hey Laura, does anyone know anyone who's taken it like up close and personal? And that was sweet of you to say, Magali. That's really sweet. Their faces look different and not in a good way. No, this woman that I saw looked cranky. She didn't look right. She looked skinny. My friend had to take it for diabetes and said it made her feel like crap. That's what I heard. She lost weight initially and then it stopped. Oh, when you miss me live, you always watch it the next day. That's so sweet. So I know even if no one's here, someone's watching the next day. All right, we're going to strain. We're going to strain, but we're not going to be strained. We're going to have ease and flow. Are you ready? I'm so excited for this soup. I wasn't getting excited for like the raw green soup at night until I thinned it out and warmed it up a little bit. It's my nature to want something soothing and nurturing at night. So this is hot tonic with raw veggies. It's freaking genius. I can't believe I never thought of it before. I'm like startled with myself. So this will be able to be brewed again. So I'm not going to throw these out after I'm done making the soup, or I'll put these in another little pot. Because, where's my other little pot? I guess this will do. So I will have another brew for bedtime tea or a nighttime tonic or whenever. You could put this in the fridge. You can even freeze this and reuse it, I was told by the maker of mushroom tea. That doesn't sound like a good name. This is not branded in a way that, I wonder if you guys can find this. I don't know if it exists online. I bought it in Sedona at Ecstatic Dance. And tonight, you guys, oh my gosh, this guy Justin was like, you never tried one of my treats? I'm like, no, I never have. And he pulled out, he goes, do you like raspberry chocolate? I was like, yeah, they're in the van. But he made these, I don't know if you've heard of coconut blossom sugar, but it's like activated and healthier than coconut sugar. We have to look it up. I never heard of it. So we had like freeze-dried raspberries with coconut butter and coconut blossom sugar on the inside, chocolate on the outside, and a raspberry on top. I bought like 12 of them. And I was like, oh my God, this is legit. So not suffering over here. Okay. So so they show up at Ecstatic Dance, somebody with a little tonic, somebody with a little goodies, and I like to support the local community and people who are doing businesses like that. So, all right, are we ready? So what we have so far is little, and I could cut up more veggies, just because I know I'm going to want to have this tomorrow, but here's the thing. I don't have to, because the broth and this, whatever's left over tonight, I will put in a little jar or a little covered bowl. And when I reheat it tomorrow, I could always add some veggies. I could always add a little more broth mixture. So I'm really excited about this. So now this broth, no, we promised we were going to cook. I'm going to cook the onions, the ginger, and the garlic at the bottom with a teeny titch of coconut oil, just to get the flavors blooming from the onions and the garlic. And right, it's all just going to bloom a little bit at the bottom. Then I'll add the broth. I'm going to add chili flakes too, because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with chili flakes in everything. Chili flakes and ginger. And I did add lemon to my soup, and I don't know if I have lemon, and I forgot to get lemon, but I could use vinegar. And I did add a titch of molasses, remember? And that's good for iron, we discovered. So I am finding my coconut oil, which if I don't have it, I'll just add a titch of MCT oil. Comes from coconut. That'll do it. Just a little titchy at the bottom. So we'll put the salt and the chili flakes. Are you getting the gist of this? Do you feel like you can make this? Have I made? Oh, that's too much chili. I hate when I don't hate when I do that. I kind of like it. Okay, do you guys get the gist of what I'm making? Has it been complicated, or do you understand? Do you want me to break it down again? I might have to, just for myself. You make the broth, nettle tea, Chinese herbs. At the bottom of a pan, we put garlic, a little bit of coconut oil, garlic, onions, and ginger, finely chopped. They're doing their thing. When they're done doing their thing, I put the broth back in. Then, when that's all hot and melded, I just add this, and poof, I eat it. We're missing salt, a bright, like lemon or a citrus, and a little sweet. Although I think the black garlic's kind of got some sweetness. So I always taste it before I add the sweet. And then we're going to add coconut cream, because that took it to the next level. Do we want Indian spices in this one? Do we want curry? Do we want mustard seeds? Like, this is the time to do it, and I don't see why not. Indian spices are medicinal, and what you do is in the oil, they should really go in first by themselves, but when they're hot, they just kind of pop a little bit, and that's when you know they're ready. I'm going to add the curry because I'm almost done, and I'm going to get more. Oh, off the hook. Curry's done. At least feels good when you use your stuff. Cumin. Black cumin. My stove is off. Why? Black cumin. It's a nettle, Chinese herb, Indian Dara style soup. We're going to put in Rosie. We're going to put in some salt. And now we're going to get the coconut. We could put in the tomato in a minute here. And I didn't put chard, and you know I love chard in my soup, or kale. Tonight's gonna have tomatoes. It's gonna have like a little tomato-y curry. And I don't mind the tomatoes cooked a little bit. They're gonna go in with the onion. I don't mind them cooked. I actually think you get more lycopene when the tomatoes sun-dried or cooked. Not sure about that. I remember that slightly. This is what it looks like. It's gorgeous and it smells good. Oh my gosh. So we get like the cooked flavor smell, but the veggies are raw. I do feel like I need chard, just for principle, for my own satisfaction. Talk amongst yourselves, share something about your day. Share something that you might need to have upliftment on, or if that's a word. What do you need to be elevated? Did you discover some kind of cool dessert, food? How do you feel about this soup? I know one of you was like, you're disappointed I didn't make it last night because you got the nettle ready. So the best thing you could do is just have nettle ready to go in the refrigerator. Add honey, have a hot tea, and add salt, have a broth. It's so colorful. I think I have enough coconut cream. When I keep things in the fridge, I always smell it. Smells great. Are we ready? I could toss the veggies around with the onions and mushrooms. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to add the broth. And it doesn't need to cook because everything. I add a little bit of broth because I don't want it to get. Okay, we don't want it sticking at the bottom. Okay, they're not cooking, it's on low, and they're just getting warmed up for us. And then we need, I might as well put the rest of these mushrooms in. I break them. What did I say we needed? We needed something bright. It's gonna have to be vinegar. I think I'm done with the lemon, but I'm gonna look. You just got home from work, Rosie, and wondered if I would catch Nighttime with Dara. You caught it live. I was at Ecstatic Dance outside at Posse Grounds, and then they did a sound healing thing, so I took a break because I wasn't in the mood to mellow out. But guess what? They had a drum circle at the baseball park after, and I danced for hours, just danced, and then I met people. The drum circle people who invited me to go to the moon. There's a full moon drum circle at Yavapai up on that mountain where we dance. I've not been to that, so I'm going to do that. This one won't break. It wants to just go in whole. And the shard. Heaven, I'm in heaven. My mom used to sing that. Heaven, I'm in heaven. And Herbie used to sing Pennies from Heaven. And he'd go, every time it rains, it rains. And he'd say pennies from, and Jada would yell out, heaven, when she was like 1. This will ensure, that was a small bunch of chard. Some people don't even know what chard is. Rainbow chard. I like the one with red. So this will ensure it's going to bulk up the veggies, and that will ensure I have enough for tomorrow. Because all I will have to do is add, I might not even have to add broth because we'll see how much I have and how much I eat. Oops. Salt, bright, and sweet. Exactly. So we don't, I'm going to look for lemon. I didn't think I saw it. I cut this down the middle, and this is wide. Watch your fingers, but I'm going to cut it in length 4 times. So when I go to cut it, It's in little pieces, small enough. I don't mind when they're a little bit big. They end up feeling like you're eating noodles or something. They're kind of long. Oh, this red is so pretty. All right, they're going in. And then the broth goes in. Still not cooked. They're not cooked, they're just warm. That's a lot, right? That was a lot of veggies. I show you. It's gonna simmer down, like me. I'll simmer down at some point. I've had so much energy from all this jazz. It's been a lot of energy. It's like I almost require melatonin because I have so much energy. All right. Now we're gonna add the broth. I'm wearing shoes in the kitchen because I hate tile. I hate walking on tile. You see? It's going in. And now we just stir. Heat it up a bit because the soup needs to be hotter. I will add a bright. Let's look and see if I have lemon. Ooh, I do. I've got lemon. Note to self, tomorrow I need citrus. Oh yeah. I always have one pit in there. I could fish it out. Ah. I love the lemon. My stews, who made, oh, Carrie, I made an okra stew. I never see okra here with rice for dinner. It sounds gorgeous. You're going to have to try and make it sometime. You're welcome for the inspo. Please let me know. If anybody's on Instagram and you make it, tag me. I want to see. So we added the lemon, and I'll taste it to see if it needs... It needs salt, and it needs the coconut cream. It doesn't need it. That's just like an extra. It's delicious. Ah! It's so good. It's so good. It was so good. It sounds delicious. Use curry for spice and onion and garlic, of course. In goes the cream. I might want more cream. Let's see. No, it looks beautiful. It just adds a little something, something. The mushrooms need to reconstitute for a second. Let's see if I added, no, let's see if I think I want a titch of molasses. It's good. Oh my gosh. It's so umami. And it's not spicy. I thought I was killed it with the chili flakes, but I did not. I could serve this to anyone, meat eater, not meat eater. I defy anyone to not like this soup. I'm not kidding. This would satisfy when Ben comes back. He's been away for a long time and he wants to clean up his diet. I was like, I am making you this soup. Now, if you want to serve it to someone who's been eating standard American or way off the rails, and you know they need to be fortified, or if you need to be fortified, you could have rice. You could put little cube cooked potatoes in it. You could put chickpeas. You could put tofu, extra firm. I'm not having any of those things at the moment. You could add some ghee or coconut oil to fortify someone who needs a little more. Add more coconut cream, top it with avocado. So you don't want to deprive yourself or have something that doesn't feel nurturing enough. And as the time goes by, you actually need less of the heavy. Oh, you eat soup for breakfast? You know, I'm kind of considering that. Actually, I think that is a beautiful thing. I wonder if you have hot digestion in human design. Your Purium arrived today, Michelle. Woohoo! Use my code. That's so sweet. You ordering supports my habit. I don't think I make money with Purium, but I know that I make money that it covers my cost of my ingredients, which is like so good. So consider selling it. All of you could sell Purium to your friends and family, and it could support your habit. So I'm going to put in a little extra shilajit for fun. Yeah, I would think that would be really centering. I'm going to try it. Maybe I'm going to have this, but I put all my ingredients, my Purium ingredients in a smoothie. So I like to have the smoothie in the morning, and then the other day I heated this up for lunch, and I was just like, I felt so good. All right, do you, whatever feels good to you. One more mushroom. Now this is on low, so it's not really cooking. Believe me, it takes longer for the zucchini and the broccoli to cook. It's just going to be warm. And then I feel like a little more garlic. And these are cooked. The black garlic is like already cooked, aged and cooked, I think. Yeah. So that can just go in. I want it really garlicky. Ooh, ooh. Does anybody have any questions? Does everybody? I like to hear what you eat. And I really do. I love everybody no matter what they eat. I just know when I need to de-bloat or get very clear, no starches for me. They put on like something around my middle. They just do. Fruit, sugars don't do anything bad. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so garlicky. Look how gorgeous this is. You can just spread this black garlic. Oh, all right. I feel like putting all the garlic in because I don't want to put this away. I don't think it's as pungent as raw garlic. You could just eat it. It's sweet. That's why I don't think I need the molasses. This garlic is balsamic, vinegary, and sweet. Oh my God. You can just eat it, you guys. Carrot, daikon. Ooh, thank you for the reminder about daikon. It's actually mucus busting. Shiitake. Oh, I forgot the miso, but it tastes so fine without it. And garlic and onions with part of umi plum. And I use torn up nori in mine. And I don't have it. Do I have it handy? We're going to have a master list for this one. Carrot, daikon, shiitake in miso with garlic. And it's kind of like what I'm doing here. Umi plum. Do you use the paste? I love that. I'm going to get some umi plum paste. All right, this is a nice little garlic mess. Okay. I did so much dancing. I think I could be sore tomorrow. Can you eat cassava flour? You can eat anything. I could eat anything I want. Cassava is like a root, right? Yeah, I'm sure I could eat cassava flour. How would you like me to prepare it? More lemon. And what did we say I wanted to get? You just made me laugh so hard. You tried the aminos. So did you try taking the capsules? I had such a hard time. One time, there was more than one time where I would go to take it and I'd gag it back into the cup of water because they're so big. Then my friends told me that they chew them, and I tried that, and that was just horrible. And that's when my friend Terry was like, just add them to your smoothie. That's why I have to have my smoothies, because there is no other way. I wanted to get the dulse. You chewed them? It's literally the grossest taste in the whole wide world. And that's probably the best way to get them into your system most efficiently and make the most out of them, not having it. So I blended in my smoothie with the berry protein, and you don't taste them. I was adding a date and avocado to mask it just in case, but I've been having my smoothies without the date and avocado, and I don't taste the aminos. So use a piece of the actual plum. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I want some dulse in here. Let's see where I put it. I have lots of places with dulse. Oh my God, Michelle, that's really funny. They're so gross and they're so big. My daughter mocks me because I hate taking capsules. Like, I'm not a baby in any way, not with taste, not with anything. If it's good for me, I'll take it. But there's something about capsules. That's why I put all of mine, all of them, in the smoothie. That just made me laugh. I could picture someone's face when they go to chew the aminos. Let's get the dulse. Why isn't my dulse right here, though? I feel like I left it here. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't think I did. Oh, so exciting. I have to post a picture of the cherry apothecary that it fell out of the bin in my van. I literally landed at Shangri-La, the nudist colony, and it fell. I figure I'm going to make myself a Purium drink before I go to the pool, and I'll take a jar with me. And I open up the cabinet and just crash everywhere. And I'm like, I was ready to go to the pool, and it just crashed, and it went all over my newly dyed slip, and it looked like blood. If anybody looked at me, because I had the van door open and then I had to start cleaning everything outside and hose down the floor and vacuum up the glass, and I'm covered with what looks like blood all over my legs and feet. And then I got naked because it was a naked place. So I was like, well, that makes sense because otherwise everything's going to be all over me. It was such a scene. But I think I'm going to post the picture of that. I'm a messy Marvin. I don't really need the dulse, but dulse is really nice to add for iodine and minerals and salt and flavor. Oh, I wish I could. I'm not kidding you guys. Like, I want you to have a taste of it. I think this is one of the best things I've ever had. Carrie, like the movie Carrie with the blood, it was like that. It looked bloody. Michelle, I wish I could give you some of this. Oh my God. I don't even know what I did that made it so... I think the mushrooms are... the black garlic is really adding something. All right. And the zucchini still look raw. And I just want the dulse. Maybe I used it all. You know what's really cool, you guys? Is that I'm going through my cupboard and I'm using all my ingredients, which makes me feel so good. I love when things get used up and then you have fresh spices and fresh tea, and sometimes things just sit there and then you feel bad. Dulce, where are you? Cacao nibs. Kind of surprised. Sometimes Josephina puts things in different places. One more look up here. It was like Carrie at the prom. I think I'll post it on Instagram because I can't post it here. It might be tucked in here. I usually know where everything is. That's okay. Umami hot sauce. That looks good. I think I need a little bit of hot sauce. Dried olives, porcini mushrooms, and capers. I want it a little spicier. Oh yeah. It didn't necessarily need umami. That black garlic is just insane. All right. One more place I can look for a fresh bag of dulse. Emptying a jar of spices is so satisfying. It hardly ever happens. Usually you have to throw them out before, you know. Come on, dulse. Where are you at? Yeah, I guess I used it. I don't think I used it all, but it means I get to go to Interdependence and get lemon and dulse. Do we want more coconut cream in here? That'll makes it like off the hook. I might do it. All right, I'm gonna shut the heat. Why not go all out? My mom used to say, take it up a notch. Like, that's good, but take it up a notch. She was always like making things better. not be lazy, girls. I'm going to explore my different teas and use them because I have different like oat straw and agrimony and linden tea. Linden tea helps you have beautiful sleep with fairies and dreams. Okay. Thai, organic, unsweetened coconut milk. Just because we're hanging out and it's a party. And I know that I'm going to eat this tomorrow and today. You could make this and feel proud to serve this, and you could easily have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. I'm going to get daikon. I think that's excellent. I love horseradish. I love daikon. Ta-da! Oh, yeah. That was perfect. Nothing needs to be done. Put it in a little bowl with the chopped onions. You guys, you could put avocado on top. You could put, you don't need it. You could put coconut yogurt. You don't need it. It needs nothing. No joke. Isn't this a pretty spoon? Daniela, linden tea. You grew up with it in Romania. Linden tea, I might make some tonight. Make a tonic with linden tea. Okay, let's test the zucchini. Not cooked all the way. I could have done that a little faster. Thrown the veggies in at the very end because it's a little bit cooked. So crunchy. Not cooked. Linden flower, honey, gorgeous. So I'll make linden flower tea with honey and pearl powder. They're about to bloom now. Are you here or in Romania? Are they blooming? I've never seen linden tea, linden flowers. I also have hawthorn berry tea and hawthorn berries. I have Shazander berries. It's fun to mix it up. Oat straw is really good for your collagen, for your skin, your nails, your teeth, your hair. Horsetail is good too. So it's fun to peruse the website of Mountain Rose Herbs. They teach you about the herbs too and the plants. Daniela, that's so cool. It's linden flower tonight. It sounds so dreamy, doesn't it? So that's it. Does anybody have anything to say while I eat my soup? See, look how like there's big shard, but that's like almost like having noodles, you know? It's my version of noodles at the moment. Honestly, I don't crave anything. Maybe a titch of molasses would be good. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. Like, this isn't even like a joke. It's that good. I'd be proud to serve it to anyone. Where is I gotta watch Josephina. It's funny, if you live alone and you know nobody's touching your spices, then you have confidence that they're there. But the second you think somebody may have moved something, you're like, they moved it. And then therefore you don't find it because you don't have faith that it's there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she could have put it in the refrigerator. It's something that could happen. And then it will be hard to pour out. Come on. So now the Dulce is missing. Oh, here's a cool tea. It's always good to look through your stuff anyway. Liquid Gold Tonic. Remedy Rose. This one is thistle, red raspberry leaf, red clover, nettle, alfalfa, rose petal. This is from Remedy Rose. Sometimes I like to try little proprietary blends. I feel like red raspberry leaf is good for women for some reason. Red clover. Does somebody want to look that up? Thistle, red raspberry, and red clover. And alfalfa. In Romania, they will bloom now. They are big trees and they smell amazing. You saw them in Canada too. But in Canada, people don't know you can use the flowers for tea. In this country, they don't know that nettle is not a weed to be gotten rid of. In this country, kudzu is growing all over Georgia. Remember the time I almost got arrested? I got pulled over on foot. I was on foot and I got pulled over by 2 cop cars. Do you guys remember that video? I got so excited because the woman I was staying with took me for a walk around the neighborhood and she's like, you can eat that. The baby, the new growth of the kudzu that came from Japan somehow, that overtook the South, overtook Georgia, and if not trimmed back, would cover a house or a car. So they were like terrified of kudzu. But then I looked it up and I was like, what are the properties? Because I feel, and I agree with Katrina Blair, who's a wild foraging expert, that if a plant, I think she said this, but it's my feeling too, that if a foreign plant ends up somewhere, it was supposed to end up there. So I was like, why is the kudzu here? Oh, it helps with heart disease. Georgia's the land of fried foods with a lot of heart disease. And I was like, oh my God, they shouldn't be weed killing the kudzu. They should be eating it. Michelle, do you remember that? Oh. I was in an Indian dress that my friend Grace, she's such a talented musician, she gave me a dress and I was wearing it. And apparently it looked like a nightgown. And apparently somebody saw me walking around with a selfie stick, trying to film and trying to make a video about the kudzu. And all of a sudden cop cars stopped me and I was like, and they're like, do you have your license, ma'am? I'm like, no, I just went out for a walk. They're like, what's the stick in your hand? I'm like, it's a selfie stick. And then I was like, I was just making a video. And they looked at me and they could tell. I was like, well, we got a call that, we wanted to make sure you were okay. Like they thought I was homeless. I almost started crying because I was like, what? And then I said, they could see I was okay. And I was like, I was just making a YouTube video. You can go look. I have a lot of followers. And I was talking about how the kudzu could be eaten and it helps with heart disease. And they said, well, if you deep fry it, they'll eat it. Crazy man. So I literally got pulled over. And at the end, I ended up taking a photograph with the 2 officers who found me quite amusing. But it was really like I was startled and insulted. And then I kept trying to think, I'm like, was there a neighbor who called the cops on me? And it turns out like they must have been worried because I was trying to get a signal. So looked like I was walking in circles in a nightgown, probably crazy red hair, frizzy hair. And then I watched the video because it was back in the day before live. So I have to watch something to post it. I barely watched it, but then I saw this brown car in the beginning go by the video, and then I saw the brown car. So it turns out it was a car that circled back around and called the cops because they thought I wasn't okay. The gown, my little nightie, whatever. So, but kudzu and nettle and linden and all of these beautiful things we can eat fascinate me. So I just got a book on the Sonoran Desert, plants you can eat around here. I would like to learn how to forage. There's a woman named Melissa Heenig who's on Instagram, and she's always collecting things and making tinctures out of vetiver. That's the one, someone said they were having nerve problems. If you have anxiety, vetiver is really good. And she made a little batch of it. Shakir, hi. You're in Virginia, but you have me on the TV. That's big. Take a picture and post it on Instagram. I want to see. How big am I? How close up? Is it HD? I always thought like everything went wrong when women and men and everybody was like in high definition. You're like, I think it's better blurry. So we did good. We made soup. I'm going to put I'm going to rinse this out since this has been in there a while. And I'm going to put the coconut cream in a fresh, you could add coconut cream to a little smoothie, to your soups, to your raw green soups. Shakir, you must watch this from the beginning because I have to tell you, I think I need to notate what I did. And the only thing missing is dulse and a little bit of molasses. I'm in heaven. But I'm wrong. If you add the black garlic, it's sweet. So when you... When you get a bite of a black garlic, you feel like you're good with the sweet. It's kind of like having cranberries in a salad or something. It's so good. It's a shame to have it to myself. It's like that. So, please make this. If I had a restaurant, I would serve this. I go on kicks though, like I'll make this for a month straight and then I'll forget about it. Like I get on a kick and I'm like, this is the best thing ever. And then I move on to something else. I get very repetitive in what I wear. Like I'll wear jeans or jeans like these every day. And then all of a sudden I'll just be in dresses for like a month. I get on kicks. I'm really thirsty. You guys thought that was a cute story? All right. Does anybody have anything else they need me to say? Do you want me to hang out while I clean up and you can talk amongst yourselves? So good. This is a company in town too. It's Wild Tonic, Raspberry Goji Rose. You used to eat raw garlic every day. 1 clove to ward off lung cancer. Was a smoker, been clean for 3 years. Congratulations. So garlic helps your lungs. So does, I actually think thistle helps your lungs. I have a blend from Jing Herbs that helps your lungs. Let's see. I think milk thistle. So what's for fun tonight? I'm having linden tea. Did you ever have kava? I have some. You have to brew it. I don't really usually use kava, ever. Astragalus, reishi, chaga, mushroom complex polysaccharides, and reishi mushroom spores. Healthy immune function and supports your lung qi. You can get a Dara discount with any of the Jing Herbs. Good for you, Shakira. How do you feel? And how did you quit? Was it hard? I always think like smoking's the hardest thing to quit. Like Diet Coke, have like seltzer with cranberry, and you know, there's other things that can make you feel calm, like kava. Like a lot of people who quit alcohol drink kava, you know. So, ooh, Callie. What do I recommend for adrenal fatigue? Licorice root. And adrenal fatigue can be tied in with the thyroid. So you want to see a naturopath and never come to me for medical advice. But I had adrenal fatigue that was tied in with my Hashimoto's, or not mine, the Hashimoto's. I don't claim it. And adrenal fatigue, you need deep rest and you need a biomat, in my opinion, and licorice root tea. So good. I would say this would be good for adrenal fatigue too. It's so nourishing. I think you need minerals, you need rest. Biomat is the most, when people get the biomat for the first time, and it happened to me, I couldn't get off of it. Like I just couldn't get enough of it. And your body needs it so much, your nervous system. So rest, licorice, and perhaps go on the Jing Herbs website And Google natural remedies for adrenal fatigue, and then buy those tinctures or those herbs, either from Jing herbs or mountain rose herbs, Chinese herbs from Jing herbs. That's what I would do, and just have the teas, have the tonics, and most importantly, have the rest. Adrenal fatigue can certainly be remedied. Keep your stress level down. That's the biggest offender, you guys. You could do all of this. There's two things you need to know. Your astrogeography, what energy you're swimming in. Some people can get adrenal or mental exhaustion from living on a Mercury line. Then you need to ground yourself, barefoot or body on the earth. You could get copper grounding things. There's so many ways you can naturally combat stressors. Adaptogenic herbs help. I know on the Jing Herbs website, and you can even email them and they'll tell you, Dr. George is amazing. It was difficult. You still chew nicotine gum, but you don't drink alcohol now either. I always heard if you quit coffee, it's easier to quit cigarettes. I look fine on screen. Auras are real, more real than managing security. What does that mean? Yeah, seriously, that's like incredible that you did that. And the gum's the gum. And some people say, I was listening to an Andrew Huberman podcast where nicotine is actually beneficial. So you run into all sorts. Are you doing security? Why are you running into all sorts? I would laugh, cry, then laugh like you do. Yeah. Sometimes when I get in touch with humanity and what people are doing out in the world, I'm like, whoa, that's how they're living? That's not okay. That's what they're eating? How are they walking? Like, I get kind of shocked. But yay, I'm glad you're here, Shakira, and I'm glad you quit, and I'm glad you're happy, and I'm glad you're alcohol free, because I got to say that's one of the big ones that take people down a couple notches. I'm going to clean up while we talk. You guys share. You're an activist. Like, wow. Progressive type, like in knowing what's really going on with the powers that be and what's trying to be done to us and all that stuff. That kind of activist. I'm so curious now, Shakira. Okay, in goes. Oh, cool. I know what's going on too. I have a Scorpio South Node, and anybody with strong Scorpio placements should really know what's really happening. But because I have a Taurus North Node, I have to keep it up here with the black garlic and the soups and the flowers and it's my calling in this lifetime, but believe me, I know what's going on. The biomat, oh my God, it's infrared. It detoxifies you. It relaxes you. It heals aches and pains. Mostly, I say it like, I feel like the world needs a biomat because everybody's just so hyped up and angry and fighting. I dare two people in a fight to lie down on the biomat and continue fighting. I think that if a child were all ramped up, you just go to the mat. Or if you're in a fight with someone, go to the mat. It is the most peaceful. I remember I heard about it. My friend Isha, she was back in the raw food days. I went to Eden Hot Springs with her for a David Wolf retreat, and she had a biomat. And I thought she was kooky. And I figured, oh, this thing's just a glorified heating mat. My hip hurt so badly one year that I was like, maybe I'll try that biomat thing. It's probably dumb, but I ordered it. And it was expensive. It was the best thing I've ever gotten. So when it came, I was with Patrick at the time, and he's a scientist. He was an organic chemist, and he like rolled his eyes like, here goes Dara again with another thing. He unpacked it for me because it was heavy, felt like a body, filled with amethyst crystals. And he plugged it in, and he got on it first. And he the look on his face, he just like relaxed. I had never seen him so relaxed. And he didn't want to get off of it. And he was like, good move. This was a good move. We know what's up, the truth of the truth of the truth. And I like people who question and like people who know what's up. It's not my place in this lifetime to be an activist, but I am certainly going to feed the activists and lift and life direct the activists. So the biomat, for me, chills me the F out. My friend Carrie here got one. She ordered one. I am a distributor, and she ordered it. And I saw her, and she's like, I can't get off of it. She's like, I can't get off of it. I don't want to get off of this. Your body needs it. You'll Instagram me your blog. Great. You really are an activist. The accidental activist. Well, good for you, and thank you from us. Yeah, I'm like, we know what's going on, and certain ones of us can go there. Like, I'm not hardy enough, nor is it my mission in this lifetime. Like, I have to do this stuff and spread the love and light, but then there's other people who have the countenance and the life's purpose or are called to, and they should. So, Creative Heart, you made it. So the biomat's called the biomat. There should be a link below. If not, I think you could just use Dara as the code. On my Instagram link tree, it's in there, the link. And if you want to message me, I'll send you, if you want to email me, I'll send you the one that I have. You could get the mini, which I have on my chair in my studio, and it allows me to sit and do tasks and sit still because I don't want to get off of it. And I have the Biomat Pro. Thank you. It's nice to see you too, Blibber. Blibber blabber. So Dara at Dara Dubinet, if anybody needs, dubinet.com, if anybody needs to email me. And it's not a grounding mat per se, but it's grounding. And there's no biomagnetic electricities running through it. We tested it. I mean, very little, if any. It's just incredible. I don't even know what to say. So Shakir, thank you for sending that, and thank you for doing what you do. All right. You guys talk. Can you tell me if I forget, I keep saying, is the link below to Purium? Is the link below to the Biomat? I have found certain things in my life that are efficient life enhancers. Feng Shui was first, then raw food. Astrogeography was in there, but I didn't learn how to do it and didn't make the course until like 6 years ago. So it goes Feng Shui, oh my God, that's like was radical. Astrogeography changed my life when I moved to California. Raw food was like, oh my God, the biggest. And then little things along the way, like the trifecta in astrology, the biomat and Purium, will not live without those things. And so the things that I won't live without, I'm comfortable selling. I will always chat about the North Nodes. I don't think enough people are hitting it hard on the North Node sign and house and what I call the trifecta with your midheaven. Like, I think I'm like groundbreaking right now, taking 3 points, 3 really actionable points and hitting them out of the park. So do you have a question? Oh, thank you for looking, Julie B. So look, you could get the Biomat and the Purium and feel fantastic. And lose weight and feel great and be happy and be clear in your head and in your heart and in your gut and with your intuition. So yeah, what do you want to know, Creative Heart? Formulate your question, and I'm going to throw away at least the messy garlic. I can't stand in here with the mess. I'm going to take 5 minutes to clean up, formulate any questions you all might have, and I will be back. Okay? You guys can hang? Oh, yeah, the North Node's the most important. It's your Dharma. It's your Dharma. It's what you need to do to be satisfied in this lifetime. So you need to know your North Node sign and your North Node house placement, and the links are below, and I show you how to look them up for free. If you feel like partaking, you can get the videos I made on them. You got to know your North Node. I intend to be on a lot of podcasts talking about it. I don't know who's yet, but like everybody needs to know their trifecta, their North Node sign, their North Node house placement, and their midheaven, who they are on the world stage. Everybody needs to leave their legacy. It's how you feel fulfilled in this lifetime with yourself, with what you are leaving behind and how you'll be remembered. But not only that, when you do your midheaven, you're aligned with your soul and career purpose, and then you feel fulfilled. So every time I make a video and share messages about things, you guys thank me, but it also fulfills me because my midheaven is in Gemini, and I'm here to teach and I'm here to share things that are exciting to me. Your chart is fire heavy. I got fire in my roots. I have Sagittarius in Shelley. I think that's my only fire. No, I have Jupiter in Leo. Go look that one up. I have Sagittarius at my roots, and I've got a van parked in the driveway to drive away at any minute. I know Michelle's. She's got Taurus. This is very appealing to Michelle. Taurus at her roots. She's a psychic on the world stage, Scorpio midheaven, which Scorpio midheaven probably doesn't even want me to shout that out, but it's fine. But she is, I think we did talk about this in a live, but she has Taurus, like all the comfort, all the beauty, all the luxury at home, good food, comfort at her roots, and a psychic up there on the world stage. Ah, really? You have a North Node in retrograde in what sign? I don't think it registers as retrograde from what I remember, but I have to look that up. No one's really ever said that to me before. I will report back next live. Leave a comment reminding me to look that up. Yeah, nothing better than Taurus to make you comfortable in Cancer. Comfort. That's beautiful. I hope your surgery went well. Oh, okay. Here we go, Creative Heart. I'm a Cancer North Node, 7th house, Libra midheaven. So you just told me your soul's wish and your legacy. So Cancer North Node is begging you, your soul is begging you to get comfortable being vulnerable, sharing feelings, nurturing. And I have a Cancer moon. And you have, and I'm a Capricorn, so I know the Capricorn Cancer polarity, being a Capricorn Sun, Cancer Moon. You have a Capricorn South Node and a Cancer North Node. So you are the great accomplisher. You're good at business, but you need to do the home thing. And you guys know I talk about home as within, so without. And this is for everyone who wants to like consider any Cancer in their chart, but a Cancer North Node would need to consider needs, wants, desires, feelings, mothering, nurturing. Yeah, I have to see her chart. The nodes go backwards, and I have to think about that. Honestly, I have to think about that because it's Cancer North Node retrograde. I have to think about it. So this is interesting. So Cancer North Node speaks of being a mom. Don't have to be, but that's one of the pieces of it. Mothering, working with children, caring, nurturing, hospitality, good, like things that are used and repurchased, Airbnbs, that kind of thing. Hospitality, food items in the 7th house of partnerships. So that really speaks to not being aloof, not being the Cancer and alone, being with people and sharing and connecting and perhaps mothering. And the 7th house is partnership. Your arena is partnership, be it romantic, friendship, or counseling. It would speak of, like, if you just looked at it quickly, you'd go, okay, a mom who's married. And on the midheaven, you'd be, Libra is a beautiful social networker, somebody who's really good at connecting, somebody who wants justice and peace and harmony. Does this help? I do these in sessions. Yeah, well, it's not only your Taurus North node that needs a really pretty reading table for sessions, it's who you are at home. Your Taurus on the Inum Chele, so at your roots, your home needs to feel beautiful. So they are calculated retrograde motion. So what would you say, Jennifer, about a Cancer North node retrograde? My midheaven is in Gemini too. Ah, so we need an audience. We need to share our words, whether it be they spoken or written, in many different forms, and we get bored with just one thing. You're very private. You love being home and alone. You have a child, so you've done the mom thing. So if you don't want to be married, it's interesting because it's having a child, and the seventh house is so many things. It's not just marriage, it's contracting in with another on any level. It takes so much more, it's nice to look at the chart. I see the whole thing, and I use my intuition, which is very helpful. Did that help, Creative Heart? I was thinking about a bunch of things. Okay, I'm cleaning up right now. The nodal energy is as you described, but the natural movement of nodes is opposite of planetary movement. Are you talking about when they're retrograde? I'm just wondering how that relates specifically to Cancer being retrograde. Like, I know retrograde, I was born with Jupiter retrograde, and that Jupiter retrograde in the 11th house is that my joy doesn't come outward, it comes from within. So I'm thinking that the Cancer has to be the same. There's something similar there, but I really don't know how to explain it. I've been in a long-term relationship. That's good. I just heard the South Node is what I should do opposite of. Like, I shouldn't work too much when I have a tendency to do so. Depends, how is your 10th house lit up? Do you have any planets there? You can work, but it's true, when you're faced with being home and being mama versus going out into the world, the choice is to home first, connection with family first, work after. You're right. You're welcome, my lovies. I love to help. I'm putting away stuff. I'm like talking to myself. It's hard to break away to go clean up. I'm going to delve into the retrograde nodes and get back to you guys. How about that? I will report back. I have a genius for breaking down very expansive things into palatable notions that we can understand. Do you guys know your genius? Do you also know I do new moon art journaling? Every new moon, we set our intentions aligned with that new moon. Daniela. So I'm a Scorpio with North Node in Scorpio. What that means. So I made a trifecta life tool where you can understand how to put it all together. But in essence, your soul supported your North Node. Your soul's wish is to balance out all the Taurus, holding on, being a little stuck, me, my way, it's my way or the highway. And the Scorpio wants you to enmesh with another and be entangled in sorts and be the detective, but you already are a detective, so your North Node sign is supported. I would ask you, what is your North Node house placement? So you're the detective, but in what arena? You're the psychic, but in what arena? What are you supposed to see into? Your chart is water heavy, even though my sun is Aries, and you're not super fiery. I don't know. Didn't we talk about the Queen of Swords? Is she fiery? Let's go back to tarot language. I think you got fire, but water will drown out. A lot of water will put out the fire. So we get to say, you know what? I'm not being fiery enough. I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not having enough passion or gumption. I'm going to lean into my Aries sun and back off. You know, there's been times where I have to back off from my Cancer moon. Like, you sit down. This Capricorn is taking care of business because you're getting too emotional. Put your big girl Capricorn pants on. So you talk to yourself in a way. Hey, Jen. No, I know what retrograde is. I just don't exactly know what it means for the nodes. So all nodes are retrograde? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's why I was thinking you don't describe them as retrograde. That is why. And I couldn't remember why. Thank you, Jen. It's because they're all retrograde because they're working counterclockwise. So no one's ever saying, hey, my Cancer North Node is retrograde, because they're all, that's it. Thank you. You just explained it. I was like, wait, why do I not know this? I admit when I don't know something, it's because none of them are retrograde, which was my first guess. That was my first, like, yeah. Thank you for, it's Jen B. I didn't realize it was you, Jen. I want to hear how everything is at home. I meant to message you today. Queen of Swords, air, mental. Oh, okay, it's air and mental. It's not fiery. I always think of the Queen of Swords like, you know, but I guess air. Well, then fan the flame. Yeah, all nodes just go that way. That's why I was like stumped. I'm like, wait, something's wrong. Thank you. Queen of Wands is your fire. There you go. You get too swordy. I just think it's good for us to have all the elements. Like, it's good for us to balance ourselves out with what we're missing. We got such a good group here. Oh my God, Michelle. Wait, Jen said I had a dream last night and someone was mad at me and flashed a King of Swords at me. Oh my God. That is a specific dream. Take it away, Michelle. Michelle, you're invited to any art journal. Let me know. Maybe you couldn't make it, but Jen is a powerhouse. That's all I gotta say. That's awesome. Doing it and cleaning it up. Ooh, I emptied out the mushrooms and the curry tonight. Yeah, that is seriously the best dream I've ever heard. Like, here you go. Here's your King of Swords. Tell us what King of Swords means, Michelle. That's just so funny. You're making us think in that language. I want to take tarot, like I listen to tarot on YouTube just to like learn it, but you would be a great explainer of the language. I love it so much. My reading with her was so good. You guys can do a reading with Michelle. Go to the Life Tool School on Instagram and book one. Off topic. They couldn't use their words, so flashed a card. Are they the ones that aren't good at like communicating? The King of Swords? Or is it, which one isn't the one that's very good? Which king can't express themselves? Okay, creative heart, off topic, but do you have any advice transitioning careers? I do. I'm an OG follower for like 13 years. Found you from the Life Regenerator. You were a jeweler, yes, who transitioned to health and wellness. I do, my dear. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to give away a couple free sessions because I feel like doing that. And so I'll do a little raffle thing here. And I feel like you need a session. I feel like it's too much to either you can book one or wait till I do that, because every once in a while it's good to make sure you give to people who need it. And I am very good at changing and transitioning or pivoting. Sometimes it's harder than others. So I need more intel from you, right? I need to see your chart and get some intel when you talk. I can see your energy and we can get to it. King of Swords is is sharp with his words, makes decisions from his head. So which is the one that isn't good or effusive? They're not good at, like, is it King of Pentacles? They're not like good at emoting. There's a word that came to me because I'm eating raw. I want to help you, creative heart. I am the liberator. I am the badass liberator. I was doing a session for a woman and I happened to mention that I have Pluto in the first house. She's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, and Uranus too. She goes, oh, you are a badass agent of change. And I was like, that's exactly what I call myself, literally. And you guys are with me, so therefore you are Plutonic too, or else you would not be around these parts. Yeah, let's do that. I'm the liberator. I am. I intend to. Because, like, you guys, we may be doing something because we thought we should do it based on somebody else or based on old us, prior us, not current us. And we change, like, our needs change. We're different at 45 to 55 to 57. Like, I'm changed. I'm different. Like, I'm not in my white kitchen in Venice. I'm in Sedona. How'd that happen? But, like, life changes. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. The pentacles are not good at emoting. I love your dream, Jen. So awesome. Wands are fire signs. So I remember one reading, you said I need to be the Queen of Swords. So every time I did, I needed that energy, like the cutting energy, because Cancer Moon holds on, emotional. And every time I art journaled, I would draw myself with a sword and a crown. You can in art journal these things, you know. I want to know what the message was for the King of Swords. Like, who flashed it at you? I gotta know. We're gonna have to talk about this in art journal, please, Jen. Yes, cups are water. That makes sense to me. Pentacles are earth. Makes sense to me. Abundance, and swords are air. Makes sense. I always have had a golden sword. Like, when something goes wrong or somebody wrongs somebody near me or me, there's this thing, and it must be past life or it's an archetype or something. I would have a golden sword all of a sudden appear in my hand, and I'd go like this. I'd turn my wrist, slice heads, but I was almost looking away. There was no blood. It was clean, no bloody, nothing. It wasn't aggressive. It was just like, you did wrong. Like, you didn't come correct, and like, not gonna fly. And it was a golden sword. It always is. It's available to me. Let's just say that. And if somebody wrongs somebody close to me, I'm like, golden sword, like, and then I look away. I don't have a lot of air, actually. I have earth and water. I don't know that I have any air. Yes, I needed to be firm with my words, which I have done so. So if you have to be uncharacteristically firm, then you might need to call upon the swords. Michelle is so helpful, you guys. If anybody needs some direction, it changed my whole trajectory. I was in like this stuck energy, and we had the session, and it was like everything opened up after that. Like, it just opened up. Like, I saw things happening after. Yeah, it would be really great. I told her that, right, Jen? Don't you think? I want you to have something there too. The Life Tool School needs Michelle to teach, in my opinion, and Jen's opinion. There, two angels have said it. I'm gonna go. You guys are the sweetest. All the thumbs up, all people. We want equal thumbs for equal viewers. Do what you got to do. It's nice to know what archetype you need at any moment. And tarot is great for that. I use the gods and goddesses, but I think tarot is very specific. Can I put down the sword yet? Yeah, I think I can. What am I, the Nine of Pentacles now? That's when you said I was badass. Unstoppable. That works with badass agent of change. It's so good to have archetypes for yourself. So talk amongst yourselves, connect with each other, show up at the art journal, get the art journal life tool, and you'll be invited every week, every month. I do a Zoom and we commune with each other, and it's beautiful. I will see you guys super soon. Get your greens on, get your hot raw soup on. I'll see you soon.